Very good morning, students. Today our topic is neighboring group participation. The content of this video including introduction, what is NGP, some points to remember, the mechanism and stereochemistry. First, we'll see the introduction. The neighboring group participation is often seen in nucleophilic substitution reaction wherein a neighboring group helps in the removal of the leaving group to form a reactive intermediate that leads to product formation. The increase of reaction rate and unexpected stereochemical outcomes are associated in reaction involving NGP. An atom having an unshared pair of electrons and is present on the beta position to the leaving group can act as a neighboring group. Also, neighboring group participation is most often observed in solvolysis reaction where the solvent acts as nucleophile. For example, you can see the reaction during neighboring group participation. The neighboring group G attacks the electrophilic center to eliminate the leaving group L. So, a cyclic intermediate is formed which is very reactive. The nucleophile then attacks this intermediate to form the product. If the attack takes place on the carbon that was having the leaving group, then the configuration will be retained because the configuration on that carbon will be inverted twice. The example of groups like halides, hydroxides, ethers, thioethers, amino groups, carboxylate, phenyl groups, pi bonds, etc. have been identified to act as neighboring groups in many reactions. So, according to the IUPAC, interaction of a reaction center with a lone pair of electrons in an atom or electron present in sigma bond or pi bond in organic chemistry is known as NGP. When NGP operates, increase in the reaction of rate is normal. It is also possible for neighboring group to influence many reactions in organic chemistry. For nucleophilic substitution reaction, the NGP can be defined as the introduction of a new reaction intermediate by a substituent that bonds to the reaction center. For such substitution, NGP occurs primarily in the form of intramolecular nucleophilic attack followed by intermolecular substitution. Some nucleophilic aliphatic substitution reaction that are in totally intermolecular in nature observed begin with a nucleophilic atom in the substrate which reacts intramolecular with the carbon atom which bears the leaving group and finally expelling the leaving group. The resultant intermediate later reacts with the external nucleophile giving the observed substitution product which happens to be an intermolecular nucleophilic substitution. You can see the example given below. The role of the nucleophilic atom present in the substrate in the overall reaction is known as neighboring group participation or anchimeric assistance. The net reaction is thus a nucleophilic substitution in which A is the substrate and B the substitution product. If the reaction was to take place via S11 mechanism, it would yield B as substitution product and resulting in retention of configuration at the chiral center and its enantiomer C resulting in inversion of configuration. Now you can understand the mechanism of neighboring group participation given in the reaction. First it is intramolecular substitution reaction and followed by intermolecular substitution reaction, and then finally we are getting the product. If the reaction was to take place via SN2 mechanism, it would happen with the inversion of configuration at the chiral center, yielding C as the only substitution product. The formation of B as the only substitution product proves to great extent in favor of the fact that the reaction is not a simple intermolecular nucleophilic aliphatic substitution that follows either SN1 or SN2 path. The neighboring group participation is invoked to explain the course of the reaction. There are some other conditions for NGP reaction when it in operation. It is normal for the reaction of rate to be increased. There is a strong possibility for the stereochemistry of the reaction to be abnormal or unexpected as compared with a normal reaction.